Oh my God! Happy New Year to everyone! The most important season in the world starts tonight. It's hockey. It's the quest for the Stanley Cup. I'm Lawrence Presman, the Prez. You're watching Puck Time. So much to tell you on today's show. Alex B. Smith and Andrew McInnis, both found at sportsmemo.com. And here is how Puck Time is going to work this year. We've got a lot of guys that are doing really well in hockey. Dave Cokin, Buster Sports, Carmine Bianco, Alex B. Smith, and Andrew McInnis, and of course myself, but I will host every day. That's 5 guys. They're going to rotate throughout the week with Alex and Andrew being our anchor guests. Every day we're going to take apart 4 games in depth. Then we're going to have the last minute of play where we'll race through the rest of the games. Today's card, easy. There's only 4 games, so no last minute of play. As well, everybody, I will not be around tomorrow, Friday, Monday, or Tuesday, as I have to head to Vegas for business and LA for a family bat mitzvah. Alex B. Smith will be hosting every time I'm away. The show will not look like this. It will be done old school style, but I will be back Wednesday, so make sure to stay with us all the way through. Let me bring the boys in. Andrew and Alex, it's hockey time!
It's the best time of year. I am so excited. I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning, been reading through notes and listening to different clips and everything. I'm just ready for the season to begin.
Andrew, how are you, my friend? Great Canadian football year, dude. You're killing it, man. Are you psyched for hockey?
Yeah, that's one thing, Prez. I mean, the summer ends. It sucks, but here comes hockey. I love your energy, man. It's great. Everyone seems so fired up today. We got 4 games going, and 4 games that should be pretty good games. So I can't wait. And, of course, your Leafs are in action. Will they get upset? We'll find out.
Well, let's start with that game right now. Toronto hosting Ottawa tonight. We're going to see who the captain is for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I don't really think it matters. I don't understand why this whole captaincy thing is a big deal. But John Tavares will likely be the captain. Look, they're minus 280, minus 300. Even on the puck line, you're giving away some money. It's minus 1.5 to minus 130. The over and under is 6.5. And look, here's my take on this game really quick, and then I'll go to you, Alex. Toronto came out last year and lost. I think it was 7-2 or 6-2 to Ottawa in the first game. Then they rolled off 3 in a row. And I think Babcock is going to remind their team of that. The interesting thing is they're playing an Ottawa Senators team that's carrying 4 or 5 ex-Toronto Maple Leaf guys from last year alone. Tyler Ennis, Zaitsev, a couple of other guys on Ottawa. And I think those guys are going to really be up for this game. It's a good thing as a Toronto Maple Leaf fan that they could play their best hockey ever and still suck. So I don't really factor that into the equation. Look, I don't want to be taking minus 300s, but the bottom line is money, and there is no chance the Toronto Maple Leafs lose this game tonight, especially after losing last year in this exact spot. I think Toronto is the play at minus 300. I think Toronto is the play on the puck line, and I like over the total in this game. I think Ottawa is going to be a very poor defensive team, and I think they will find goals here and there. My predicted score on this game is 6-2 for the Leafs. Alex?
Well, we made it, about 3 minutes before we started to disagree with each other. I'm definitely taking Ottawa in this spot. 13-3 the last 16 meetings. In the last 2 years, they've opened up against each other, like I said, at the beginning of the season. And Ottawa, as bad as they've been the last couple of years, they're at the healthiest point at the beginning of the year. They're at the strongest point. It's the closest they get to 500 pretty much the rest of the season. They're going to be horrible. The Leafs are going to be great. But this will be the one game that they're primed to step up for. They have done this time and time again. And at a huge plus price, plus 245, plus 250, I got to go with the road team here with the Ottawa Senators.
And Andrew, Alex, I understand that. I mean, listen, we've seen Ottawa do this year in, year out. I think this is going to be a very different year for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think, they're coming in with expectations that are sky high. And normally I think that frightens teams and affects teams. I don't think so this year. I think there's an incredible amount of leadership in the Toronto dressing room between Austin Matthews, Morgan Riley, and John Tavares. Even Frederik Andersen is a leader in this team. And I think this team needs and wants to start off well. Again, you talk about Ottawa and their upset ability in these first games, and especially against Toronto Maple Leafs. This is not the same Ottawa team of old. And they don't have anybody on this team. They have nobody up front. They have nobody on defense. They have nobody in the net. They don't even have a good coach. I just think this Ottawa team is by far the worst team in hockey. Andrew, that's where I'm at. Alex disagrees. Break the tie.
Yeah, I think you guys are both crazy for taking a side in this game. I think the only play in this game is that over 6.5.
Well, I agree there, flat out.
For sure.
I'm betting the over. I'm not betting the Leafs. I have a predicted score of 6-2, but I can't lay minus 300. I don't like playing the puck line, so I am with you. The over is literally where my money is going, but go ahead, and my apologies.
Well, I just wanted to say, Prez, that a team, when it changes and has some new pieces in the offseason, things take time. And you're a Leafs fan, and I know they're going to be a better defensive team this year. But things take time, and this is the opening game. Alex mentioned their struggles in opening games. And you're talking about, who does this Ottawa Senators team have, Prez? I'll tell you what they do have is 4 lines of young players that are eager to get out there and play a 200-foot game. This is going to be a really fast-paced game. I mean, if you want to start off this NHL season with a better game or a great game, this might be on Ottawa. But there's a couple guys, Drake, Batterson, that will get the job done. And they're going to be a dangerous, dangerous hockey team. So at least offensively, their defense sucks. I agree with you, Prez. 2.5 is the way to go here.
Yeah, we're on the same page there. And Alex, you think the over is the play?
I do like that over at 6.5. Like I said, I think we will see some goals scored early. So you might want to look at, what we've been looking at all of last year, that first period over as well. I could see this being a 1-1 game, a 2-1 game going into the end of that first period. One thing to note, too, these two teams played in preseason, and while it wasn't the same guys on the ice, some of those Ottawa Senators players were not happy with the whole it was a meme that kind of went around where Austin Matthews was looking over the back of Scott Sabrin as he was chirping him, and they were going, and he's kind of making this gesture like, oh, who is this guy? Who are you? And some of the Ottawa players that noted, to the media that they weren't happy about that. So, Austin Matthews obviously had the target on his back being, the top guy for Toronto, but doing something like that against a rival too, that just is going to fire up that Senators team even more.
He's Alex B. Smith. I'm the Prez. I'm ordering lunch. This is my third show today. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. I haven't eaten a thing. Alex B. Smith has had a bag of chips. Probably washed it down with a Coke, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Washington on the road playing St. Louis. St. Louis gets their rings tonight. Banner goes up tonight. They're going to be extremely excited. St. Louis finds themselves at minus 150. The total is 5.5. 5.5 is going to be a low total all year, but we are going to see it in a lot of games that St. Louis plays in. Alex, I'll go to you first again. I like Washington in this spot. I think it's a letdown for St. Louis. I think they're going to have a hangover. I think they're going to start the season off slow. I think Washington is a hungry, hungry team right now. I like Washington as a dog.
I totally agree with you on that. I mean, when you see these teams, they get their banners and their rings, especially when you talk about a franchise like St. Louis Blues, the first time ever doing this. It's going to be a lot of emotion. I don't know if you saw on online yesterday where Layla Anderson, the super fan, she got a ring presented to her at her house from the team. It's just a lot of emotion in the Gateway City when it comes to this Blues team and then finally winning. Washington's been in that spot. They were just there a year ago, and they were absolutely blew out Boston 7-0 in that spot. So that's one of the rare times that the defending champion gets off to a good start. But more often than not, that home team tends to struggle. And Washington's the team, these guys are getting older. They've been in that spot. They want to get back there again. They don't want to sit around and wait an extra 15 minutes to watch the Blues, hoist their banners. They're going to be a little ticked off and say, hey, that needs to be us next time in October. So I think at a plus price here, Washington.
Andrew McInnis from sportsmemo.com. What do you like?
Yeah, I hate to have the same opinion always there for back-to-back times with a play, but just to dive more into it, guys, when you handicap games, you really look at the mentality of a team going into it. And this is the very first game. So you could be asking me, how do you have a different mentality going into your first game? Well, it's like you guys mentioned. I mean, even for that minute or two that you're a little bit distracted, you're not focused, you're not thinking about the same things. Hockey players are freaks. They have routines. They are creatures of habit. You take away that habit from them, they're going to be distracted. And Washington's got some absolute goal scorers that are going to be ready to go out there and put the puck in the net. So, Prez also mentioned that over 5.5, and I understand that's going to be rare this year. We're going to see mainly 6s, 6.5s, but I would stay away from it this one because I feel like this could be one that could stay low scoring and maybe even start off pretty slow. But this next game we're going to talk about, I might have a feeling I like that over in that one. But for me, I would go with Washington Capitals in this one. I think it's a great number and great spot here for them.
Yeah. Look, I like the under in the first period in this game, in the St. Louis-Washington game. Guys, really quickly, promo code NHL100. That's NHL100. Head over to WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com, and you can get $100 off of everybody's NHL season package. We still have the early bird special up. It's the last day for that. So if you want a serious deal on our hockey seasons, head over to WagerTalk and Sports Memo and use the promo code NHL100. If you buy Andrew McInnis or Buster Sports NHL season, email Missy at WagerTalk.com and she will throw in their Canadian football until the Grey Cup. Really quick, guys, and no disrespect to either of you two or myself, Buster Sports killed it last year in hockey. 119% return on his money. Carmine Bianco was 115% return on his money. My suggested advice to all of you listeners is to buy those two in NHL and let these boys kick their butts this year so we can make that statement towards them next season. Right, boys?
Absolutely.
Edmonton hosting Vancouver. I love this game. This game is going to be great hockey. I think we have a Vancouver team that is better than everyone thinks. I think this Vancouver team is going to make the playoffs. They're going to be naming their captain as well, just not till next Wednesday when they play their first home game. But guys, Edmonton has had a tough go of it the last couple of years, and I think that might come to an end. Draisaitl and McDavid, the best 1-2 punch in hockey. They've made some good acquisitions in free agency. They got a really, really good coach and probably one of the best general managers in all of hockey. I think Edmonton is going to make a run for the playoffs here. I think there's a real decent chance that Winnipeg, Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver make the playoffs. Add Toronto to that. And I think Ottawa and Montreal can go golfing, but that's a different story. I think Edmonton's the play here, boys. I think it's opening night. I think this team needs desperately to get off to a good start, get their confidence high. They are a small home favorite at -125. The total is 5.5 here, and I think we're going to see 5.5s a lot in these Vancouver games. I think Vancouver's going to play very tight hockey. But not tonight. I think this game is going to go over the total. I think Connor McDavid is going to go off. I like Edmonton. I like the over, and I'll go to you first, Andrew McInnis.
Well, first of all, I'll start by saying that I don't think a team in the NHL has current higher expectations from the media, from fans, from all of us than the Vancouver Canucks do.
That's a joke, right? You're making a joke, right?
No. Every single person I've talked to, Prez, every single person has those same thoughts that you do.
But
about
dude, stop.
Time
out. The expectations on the Vancouver Canucks is that they make the playoffs.
Yeah, do well.
Are you really telling me that the expectations on the Tampa Bay Lightning, on the Toronto Maple Leafs, on the Calgary Flames are less than the expectations on Vancouver? How about Winnipeg? How about Nashville? How about the Vegas Knights? How about Washington? How about Pittsburgh? This isn't about expectations to make the freaking playoffs.
You're getting me wrong. Vancouver is the team that everyone thinks is the
Oh,
long shot.
please.
But is there
Please, just focus on this game.
Okay, this team has so many young
Superstars.
from line one.
Timeout. This team is a good team with good young hockey players. As of this very minute, they don't have one superstar. They might have future superstars, but they don't have a Patrick Kane. There, I did that for you, Alex. They don't have an Austin Matthews. They don't have a Connor McDavid. They don't have a Kucherov. They don't have a Stamkos. They don't have a Tavares. They don't have Ovechkin. They don't have a Crosby, and on and on. I grant you.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. That is what makes a successful hockey team, is having depth.
Yeah, you said they have superstars on their team. Name their superstar.
Perfect example.
Elias Pettersson.
A superstar? He's a really good hockey player.
Hey,
he's on the road to it.
From Ontario that has a lot of superstars, and they keep getting knocked out in the first round. So I don't know if we want to throw around this word.
No, Andrew. You said Vancouver has a lot of superstars. Not they have a lot of really young, up and coming superstars. Not they have a lot of great players that might become superstars. Not that they have a lot of depth and that they have a lot of talent. You said they have a lot of superstars. I'm telling you, they don't have one superstar. Next year, I might disagree with that. But as of now, 0 superstars. There is a word, superstars. That's like the top 10 players in hockey. They don't have any one of those guys. Focus on this game. Edmonton versus Vancouver. What do you like?
Wait, can we listen? Can we pull the Carmine Bianco and listen for a second? Vancouver Canucks are winning this hockey game tonight at the plus money underdog price. I don't know what kind of Canadian weed you're smoking, Prez, saying the Oilers are making the playoffs. I don't understand that at all. They still only have McDavid. They still only have Draisaitl. They don't have any other goal scorers. They don't have depth. They don't have goaltending. They've had the worst GM in the past several years. Their new GM is going to have a tough time building this team back up. I don't see how McDavid's going to want to stay on this team. And I do agree with you, though. This game's going to go over the total. I could see this being 4-3, 5-3 Vancouver. They're going to prove to you their young stars, I'll say, Prez, are going to get the job done because they have a lot of them. No superstars. I'll correct myself because I did like your rant. I'll correct myself. But they're going to get the job done here and get the job done as an underdog position here. I'm taking the Canucks tonight.
Dude, I like the Canucks. I like them a lot. And just so for the record, I said Edmonton will make a run for the playoffs, not a run in the playoffs. Yeah, and I'm glad you agree that Vancouver has no superstars. And Elias, come on, Alex, you're smarter than that.
He's Nylander.
Nylander, he's like number 5 on our team. Move on. Alex, what do you like in this game?
Well, I have a side play that's available for this one, Sports Memo, but I like the total, like you guys are saying, with this over 5.5. I think we're going to see some spirited energy from Edmonton tonight. Being at home, this is the opener. Kind of the same vein with Ottawa. They're a team that they're not going to go anywhere, okay? They're going to be going golfing, just like Ottawa, but they're going to have some energy. Dave Tippett, he's more of a defensive-minded coach. It's going to take some time for him to install and gel that defensive-minded attitude with this team. I think we're going to see some goals going both ways. There's a ton of young talent on this Vancouver team that will be superstars sooner than later, starting with Elias Pettersson, Brock Besser. They've added some key pieces, that veteran pieces like Michael Furlan, JT Miller. I think the combination in net between Demko and Markstrom is going to be much better as a 1-2 punch than they were last season. This is a Vancouver team that I like to sneak into the playoffs. I also bet them over their point total. And so you can get my side play available. But I really like this over. I was close to playing that over as well as the side. So.
Yeah, look, dude, I'm with you on Vancouver. I mean, I think this team, as far as depth goes, I mean, look, do they have, you want to talk about young superstars? Tavares is in his prime. He's an actual superstar. Austin Matthews is as young as the rest of them and is better than all of them. Don't sleep on Johansson. Don't sleep on Kapanen.
Toronto Maple Leafs.
I'm a Leaf fanatic. Hold on.
Oh, here we go. The camo jersey.
Go Leafs,
nice.
baby! San Jose,
That's
Vegas.
a cool one to wear, so you can wear it with the green screen.
I have 2 Alex B. Smiths on the screen right now. Wow, we might as well put that jersey on, Prez.
Yeah, I can't wear that jersey with the green screen. It doesn't work.
Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah, he disappears literally.
Yeah, all you see is like my face. San Jose against Vegas tonight. 8-3 in their last 11 to the over. I think that's where this game is going to go. I like the Knights, but I like the over better. I think San Jose is going to play to the over all year. I think they have a bad goalie in Martin Jones. I think with Burns and Carlson in their on defense, I think that lends itself to the over as well. These are the two. Listen, neither of them are Morgan Riley. I respect that, but
Now it's getting funny, Prez. Now it's getting funny, honestly.
You would take those guys over Morgan Riley?
Burns, yes. Carlson.
Okay. Wrong and right. Anyway, Burns and Carlson are going to help this team go over the total. I don't think they're Seth Jones on defense. I don't think they're lights out. Remember Steve Smith, Alex? I don't think they're lights out defensively, but my God, they are the 2 best offensive defensemen in all of hockey. I think the Vegas Knights are going to play extremely fast. I like this game over. Alex, what do you think?
Normally, I would be right there with you with the over, but the thing is, I'm looking at this under for one reason. This has become a very dirty, chippy series. And we saw that spill over in the preseason. Evander Kane getting suspended, a lot of different fights and so forth. I think we're going to see that same kind of thing start off, and the referees are going to curtail it. Now we know the referees definitely going to have an eye on them while, any San Jose games. We saw how everybody was complaining about, the refs were giving San Jose this call and that call. So they're going to try and call things pretty fair. If we see pushing and shoving between the whistles, it's not going to be one guy on one side going to the box. It's going to be a guy from each team, maybe 2 guys from each team. We might see a lot of 4-on-4, even 3-on-3 play, which, you think more open ice would lead to more goals, but I think it's going to just disrupt the flow of play. It's going to be like an NFL game. We're going to see penalties left and right, and I think it's going to lend to some lower scoring. So with that 6.5, I look at the under here.
Andrew?
For me, I'm looking at the puck line for the Vegas Golden Knights in this one. You can get it around plus 150, plus 160. I think the huge missing piece of Evander Kane is definitely a factor. His suspension, that's just costly, guys. That's a bonehead mistake. That's something you don't want to see. That shows the exact opposite of what leadership really means. You can be fired up when you want, but you can't make a mistake in the preseason. And, just to close out my point, the goaltenders, that's just pretty much resting my case. Fleury versus Jones. I'll take Fleury any day of the week over Jones. And Prez, I get what you're saying. They have a great, offensive decor over in San Jose, but you know what they also are over in San Jose is old. And I think that there's a lot younger guys, a lot faster guys, like you said, on Vegas, and the speed's going to be a factor here. We're getting a good price here with that puck line. I'm not really much of a puck line bettor, but I think this is a really good number here with Vegas.
Guys, the first Puck Time show is in the bag. It included Andrew making an absolutely idiotic, childish remark about the Vancouver Canucks. Alex B. Smith in his, Chicago Blackhawks jersey?
Hawks. Mm-hmm.
When do they wear blue?
It's just black. It's just the color is a little off because I got a bunch of lighting in here, but it's a black one from the late 90s, and then they wore it back again in the mid-2000s.
I'm the Prez. Make sure to head over to WagerTalk and Sports Memo. Use the promo code NHL100. Get $100 off of any of our expert season packages. Alex, tomorrow's show you are hosting with Carmine, right? Carmine and Dave Cokin.
Dave Cokin, that's
correct.
And
then Friday is who?
We'll have to look at the schedule, you said?
Yeah, I think Andrew is on Friday. Just ask Carmine to come in and do Friday again because you, Andrew, and Carmine will make for a great show. Guys, I'll be back next Wednesday. Thanks so much for watching Puck Time. Please be with us all year. We have a lot of fun on the show. We'll always be taking apart 4 games in depth. I will always be yelling at Andrew McInnis. As you can see, our Twitter
And
is in the top corner. Whatever. Check us out on Twitter. I'm the Prez. All three of my shows today are in the bag. Presidential NFL Address with Ralph Michaels up right now at WagerTalk TV, our YouTube channel. The Betting Edge with the Prez with Dave Cokin and Rob Vino up right now. We talk the baseball game as well. Incredible baseball game last night.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, between Washington and the ousted Milwaukee Bucks. Go Leafs!
Get some lunch, Prez.
Thanks, buddy. Later, everyone.